Alright everyone, today as you can see there behind me, we are at Cahokia, Illinois, which is a site where the Cahokia Indians built massive mounds, and some obviously smaller, here in their village. So we're going to go check it out and see what we can see. Let's get outdoors. Directly behind the sign here is one of the first mounds that we see. And as you look off into the distance, you can see a pretty substantial mound there. If you follow one of the paths, and then you see a couple more over there. So the visitor center was built over a former Cahokia village. I guess more of a neighborhood that was part of the village. At one point there were over 20,000 people who lived in this area. Here you can see a representation of what their defensive walls would have been like. And these bastions were in 4 separate series, and on top of having the logs be 10 to 15 feet tall, they also had a trench that was 4 to 5 feet deep in front of them. It served to protect the area and to set it off from the much larger complex. The area that we're looking at here and over here is Monk's Mound, which is the biggest remaining mound in Cahokia. It was set with the bastions, stockade, whatever you want to call it, around it, and it actually created a village or center of the entire community. And it's thought that many times the people who lived inside the stockade were connected to the ruling family, as opposed to those living outside who were just general community members. As we're walking up to it, you can see the immense size of Monk's Mound. And at one time, it actually held several structures at the top that were ceremonial for the Cahokia Native Americans. As we continue on, you can see many other mounds here in the foreground in front of Monk's Mound. We're getting ready to climb the stairs here, so we'll be able to share a little different perspective when we actually get to the top. Need to do a little more research and see exactly what that one, it's much steeper on the sides than many of the other different mounds that are here. Alright, we've just navigated the first series of steps and getting ready to head on up. And this series of steps will carry us up to the top of Monk's Mound. Alright, here we go up to the top. And if this looks impressive, wait till you get to see the next series. There's Remy as we're climbing up to the top here. Getting close. at the top. The two mounds that I had mentioned earlier were known as the twin mounds. In the space here, the open space between twin mounds and here on the top of Monk's Mound was known as the Grand Plaza. As you look off to the west, there in the distance is the St. Louis Arch. So we are quite a ways away, but it's high enough that you can definitely see the arch and the St. Louis skyline. Off in the distance there you can see several mounds, and beyond it there was a space where they used standing wooden logs that they called Woodhenge. I have to do some checking to see what that's all about as well. Sadly, it's directly adjacent to what looks like a junkyard now. Okay, here we are at the back end of, or north end of Monk's Mound. It was the furthest from the stairs. It's believed that at one point there was a massive building here that would have been 104 feet long and maybe as much as 48 feet wide, and could have potentially even been 40 feet tall. It's where the monks who led the religious sect here at Cahokia ruled this area. Looking north there. Here we're looking east. Now we're looking south. And finally looking west. Here you can see a couple other mounds that were off the side of Monk's Mound. Oh, it's a good thing Remy's ears aren't any bigger, or he may take off. We're gonna head back down and on back to the truck. All right, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the walk and the little talk that I shared here at the end. Certainly enjoyed our time here at Cahokia. Massive respect for what our native ancestors did here, essentially one basket at a time. So until next time, get outdoors.